Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your wellness reading. These readings are timeless. They are not meant to replace any medical or psychological advice or treatments from a certified professional. The intention is just to give you some insight to your wellness and suggestions for improvement. Okay, so let's get started with a Crystal Angels Oracle card. Spirit, what is the message that we have for Sagittarius? What does Sagittarius need to know? I keep getting too many cards here. Let's see. We get Aqua Aura, healthy communication in relationships. Heart-to-heart discussions and clear, assertive communication help you understand and be understood. Okay, so this could be really talking about, some stressful things that can be cured by healthy communication in your relationships. All right, so let's see where this takes us, Sagittarius. Spirit, what do we have as the recent past for Sagittarius in regard to wellness? And we get the King of Cups, the current energy for Sagittarius, and we get the Six of Cups. What's the challenge for Sagittarius? The Knight of Cups, lots of water energy here. What is the advice from Spirit? Two of Cups. Wow, this is amazing. So much water energy. And the outcome? The Two of Swords. All right. So that is your communication. Definitely communication card there. Okay, let's see what the story is for Sagittarius. Okay, so in the recent past, what comes up is the King of Cups. And this is really about understanding how your emotions affect your physical health. This could be due to stress. This could be due to, I don't know. I always think of it as like even when you're highly emotional, which I see a lot of emotion here, and this is, may not be comfortable for you, all this water energy, but I feel like when, you're in high emotion times, obviously it brings stress. I have, like if you have just a big, release where you're just crying your eyes out. I mean, you feel like physically sick sometimes the next day or, afterwards, horrible headaches or just drained, exhaustion. So I feel like in the recent past, there was a realization, or maybe you went through something that was very emotional and it has manifested as a physical, ailment in a sense. So, as the current energy being Six of Cups, so this may be about working through some issues from the past. However, it could be if you have any type of medical condition. I feel like this is a call to say, look into maybe any type of childhood illness that you had or injury, and that may be give you some insight on what treatments to pursue now. So that's just a side note, not for all of you. And we'll get some clarification if we need to here. So the Knight of Cups in the challenge position. The Knight of Cups really is talking about receiving like a good news, like a diagnostic test that comes back good. Now, being that this is in the challenge position, I'm feeling like it's not so much a challenge, it's more about recognizing that you probably need to, it's time to get those, annual checks or blood work, if you will. The advice from Spirit is the Two of Cups. And this is really talking about focusing on balance. So when we're talking about balance, this could be, you know, internal balance. This could be about physical, balance in what you're eating. You may be drawn to look into, I wish I had the word for it, but really focusing on the pH of the foods and drinks that you eat, and recognizing that what you put in is also very important. But I feel like with all this water energy, we're really talking about emotional balance here. And that, the outcome being Two of Swords and having this healthy communication, I feel like it all comes down to being at a real high emotion, which may not be comfortable for you. And the key is to start really communicating within relationships. This could be with a partner. This could be, you know, with your boss at work or your family, whatever the case is, friends, your children, whatever the case is really focusing on communication in order to relieve some of the stress, like really speaking about how you feel so that they understand this emotional flooding that you're going through. So, for the Two of Swords being the outcome, this is really in a wellness reading, we're talking about making some important decisions regarding your health. Okay, so there may be something, and we'll get some clarification, but there may be something that you just realize is too stressful in your environment and that you have to remove yourself or ask somebody, it could be a person, but it's just separating yourself from whatever is really bringing about some of this emotional turmoil here. So let's get some clarification on the the King of Cups, I'm good. Let's see, the Six of Cups. Why is the Six of Cups here for Sagittarius? And we get the King of Wands. To clarify that. So, you may need to look at possibly involving an expert in if you have a particular health issue. But this could also be talking about, you know, being mindful of when is it time, if this communication that you're going through is getting toxic, when is it time to involve, counseling, or maybe, you go to church and you can get counseling or advice from a professional. Or it could be going to a doctor about if you're having some kind of health issue, it could be time to not just go to your regular doctor, but seek some expert advice. But that's not for everybody. Why is the Knight of Cups here for Sagittarius? And we get the Ace of Cups. So in a wellness reading, this is really talking about drinking lots of water, and maybe that's a challenge for you. But that's what's going to bring about these good diagnostic results, is really incorporating much more water into your daily intake. Why is the Two of Cups here for Sagittarius? And we get the Nine of Wands to clarify the Two of Cups. This in a wellness reading, it really is talking about a long-term health issue. Maybe not something that's, all that devastating to you physically, but over time, I feel like it is, right? So I think that it's really about balancing. And I also feel like because this is Two of Cups, this could be talking about, when it says healthy communication in relationships, I think we're talking about a long term relationship where there's always been a struggle to have clear communication. And so it doesn't mean that the love isn't there, because there's plenty of love here. But I feel like, the new focus should be about healthy communication and not trying to take all these burdens on ourselves and, of how we feel and just internalizing it, because it can very much so uh, manifest as a physical ailment. Why is the Two of Swords here for Sagittarius? And we get the Five of Wands. Yeah, so I mean, this could signify, I feel like this could, for some of you, and this is not for everybody, this is really, on the verge of abuse. Like, and you could be the abuser or being abused. I think maybe it's just abusive language to each other that's really starting to affect you internally. So really coming down to saying, being able to say, hey, when you do this, this really hurts me. Or I think they say don't use you terms, but I was hurt by this. I worry about this. I am stressed with this. Just really speaking your truth and having that healthy communication is going to turn this relationship around and make it much more in balance, and bringing that harmony to your physical well-being. So yeah, this won't resonate for everybody, but I feel like there's something to be learned about the effects that stress in a relationship. Obviously, communication is key, but stress in a relationship can manifest as physical ailments. And so that's a lesson to everybody. So even if this isn't your particular story, I still feel like there's something to be learned here. So let's close out with a Work Your Light Oracle card. Spirit, what do we have for Sagittarius? And it says, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Okay, and that's a message for somebody. Let's get one more of those. And then we get birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And yeah, I feel like it's just adding this healthy communication and making, putting your all this effort that you've been putting into kind of defending yourself, or, arguing, put that energy into really trying to transform the communication within your relationship, and it's going to bring about huge changes to your relationship and to your well-being. So that is the messages that came through for Sagittarius. I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and remember that the universe has your back, and so do I. Take care.